If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down to the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. The presence of a black bear is a reminder to honor the earth's sacred rhythms. Hi there, this is Rebecca. I made it up the hill. It's extremely slippery. There's still snow and ice on the ground, but I wanted to get out and see if I could find more tracks. And actually way up behind me on the mountainside, there is a spring that comes out of the side of the hill. And there are lots of tracks, especially rabbit and deer, but then I also found something else. Let me see what you think about it. What kind of animal do you think has been moving about, despite it being wintertime? The first winter sign of bear life. After a light rain, I took a hike on December 17th, 2024, up the mountainside behind my house in western North Carolina. I wanted to investigate the large boulder field I had seen on earlier hikes. The large rock at the top looked to have an opening, maybe to a cave. As I scrambled my way over wet and slippery rocks, I did think about bears and wondered whether they would indeed be hibernating. My friend, who has lived in my local area for almost 2 decades, had just told me that she thought the bears would be asleep, since we'd already experienced colder winter weather. Because of there being piles of wet, fallen leaves over the rocks, the footage was hazardous and my progress was slow. As I was making my way up the hill toward the potential cave, which I was planning just to peek into, I found in front of me a very large, fresh pile of scat, which was full of cracked corn, likely from our neighbor's chicken yard. Needless to say, I came back down from the boulder field as quickly as I could, which was not quick enough considering I had to move carefully over the slippery and unstable rocks. I was laughing at myself for thinking the bear wouldn't be around. They were probably laughing at me too, from the big rock area above. After consulting with informed friends, it was determined that this scat was from a bear who was definitely not asleep. Bear riddle. This neighborhood bear is frequently seen and is commonly spotted from mountains to sea. An omnivore in its eating style, it'll mainly munch lots of nuts and a huge berry pile. Large and stocky in size with a very short tail, it has a small shoulder hump and quite shaggy hair. Good at tree climbing where it often sleeps. For 6 months in winter, a cozy den it keeps. 6 months, really? Are we sure? I'm not so sure. Let's find out. The second winter sign of bear life. I took another hike up the mountain behind my house on January 17th, 2025, a couple of days after a winter storm left behind much snow and ice. Because of the steep slopes, I like to follow the old logging road, and so does the wildlife. Surely, though, the bears were sleeping by then, right? Nope. I was out and about checking out the wildlife tracks, and yeah, I found bear tracks. Let me show you. There's claw marks. You can see the back legs. There's a hind right and left foot with claw marks in some of the places. And then also the front feet are smaller. Yeah, so let me show you what that looks like. Bear tracks. A line of tracks seen in the snow heads off through the forest in the direction of the mountainside spring. Coming from the direction of where I think there's a bear den. Interesting droppings. So this could be a big deer, but those look different. I'm gonna walk through and follow these. I almost think I'm seeing paws. It's a big print. Is that a thumb? Two paws at once. There's paws right there. This is not a deer. I think this could be a bear. It's been warmer. This is after the snow, after the ice. Huh. Yeah. What do you all think? Off to the spring, there's water that comes out of the ground right up there. Black bear tracks are large, flat-footed, and have 5 toes. They're often oval-shaped and have large rounded front foot pads and smaller, more elongated rear foot pads. Bear claws. Bear claws are short, sharply curved, and dark in color, and are usually less than 2 3/4 inches long. They do not retract. Here are a couple of photos of claw marks that were left by the rear paw of a bear. The large tracks left behind in the snow was evidence that a bear had recently been out and about, likely having a drink at the mountainside spring and perhaps running other errands as well. Every paw print of the black bear tells a story of resilience. Are they sleeping? Hibernation is a specialized reduction in metabolism brought about by low food availability and/or low temperatures. It normally takes place in wintertime. The majority of bears in North Carolina hibernate, but they do it for shorter time periods than their northern cousins. All bears enter a long period of physical inactivity, which is known as a form of torpor. Black bears may enter their dens as early as November or as late as January, and may exit them as early as February or as late as April. Bears seek out large confined spaces like hollow tree trunks, rock crevices, caves, and occasionally under house porches. They often build nests of leaves, sticks, and grass inside their dens. In the North Carolina mountains and the Southern Appalachians, or Appalachians, American black bears don't hibernate all winter long. They are opportunistic, and if it's a warmer day, they will come out and about, and I have evidence that that is the case after the snow that we had the other day. So yeah, keep that in mind when you go walking. Make sure you bring a walking stick with you. Maybe, I don't know that that would actually do anything against the bears. I probably shouldn't even try. Hopefully they'll never even get that close. Usually they won't even let you know that they're around. They're very good at hiding. By the way, a friend of mine told me that if you see a bear, maybe one of the best things to do is to sing them a song. And that started a whole debate about whether bears would like the song A Teddy Bear's Picnic, which is, if you go out in the woods today, you better not go alone. I do it all the time. So look up the song. It's from the early 1900s, and the answer I got from a ranger one time, actually one of the park rangers here in the Pisgah, was that it probably would depend upon which bear. So it might be an individual bear preference as to whether or not they like the Teddy Bear's Picnic. So, you know, use your own judgment. My friend who said she sings to them says when she does it, they kind of sway back and forth, probably kind of thinking, what is that weird woman doing? So anyway, be careful when you go out in the woods. Maybe bring a bear horn, some pepper spray, a friend, all that good stuff. Anyway, be safe and enjoy being in nature. It is absolutely worth it, even if I get eaten by a bear. But let's not make that happen. Yeah, I'd hear them if they were following me. Bye. Bear facts. Black bears are considered highly efficient hibernators. They lower their body temperature to near freezing, but wake up every few days and raise their body temperature to near normal. They eat stored food and eliminate body wastes. Then they lower their body temperature and repeat the cycle. The confusion about what to call bear hibernation is a matter of definition and also differs with region and bear fatness. In the quiet of the forest, the black bear reminds us to listen to the whispers of nature.